So, what exactly did Kelly Richards do that left Mauricio Umansky speechless? According to close friends, Kelly recently planned something that no one saw coming, an intimate, heartfelt gesture that reminded Mauricio of one simple truth. No matter how much life changes, family will always come first. It wasn't about cameras or red carpets or luxury. It was about connection. Kelly reportedly invited Mauricio to a quiet dinner at her Malibu home, just the two of them. No crew, no stylists, no noise. She called it a reset dinner. The idea was simple: to talk about family, healing, and the future. Sources say Kelly wanted to show Mauricio that despite all the public scrutiny surrounding his marriage and new chapter, the Richards family still stands behind him. And to make the evening even more special, Kelly went above and beyond. She prepared some of Mauricio's favorite comfort dishes: grilled fish tacos, a light salad, and a classic chocolate soufflé that Kyle used to make for family celebrations. But what really touched Mauricio wasn't the food, it was what came after. After dinner, Kelly brought out a small wooden box. Inside was something deeply personal: a collection of handwritten notes from each of the Richards sisters, Kyle, Kim, and Kelly herself, along with photos spanning decades. Each note had one theme: gratitude. Gratitude for everything Mauricio had done for the family over the years. From helping them through tough times to being a father figure not only to his daughters, but also a steady support for the entire family. Kelly's note in particular reportedly brought Mauricio to tears. She wrote about how, even during the most difficult seasons, when family disagreements became public and emotions ran high, Mauricio always handled everything with grace and compassion. She thanked him for never giving up on their family unity, even when it would have been easier to walk away. One insider revealed that Mauricio became visibly emotional as he read each message. They described him as completely quiet, just taking it all in. For someone who has always been known for his upbeat, confident personality, this moment was deeply grounding. He reportedly told Kelly that he never expected something so meaningful, saying, "This means more than you'll ever know." But the evening didn't end there. Kelly had also included something symbolic: a framed photo from a family trip to Aspen, taken years ago when the Richards sisters and their families spent the holidays together. On the back, she had written a single line: "No matter where life takes us, we'll always be family." Those words, according to people close to Mauricio, struck a powerful chord. After a whirlwind year of change, from marital separation to career shifts and public speculation, this gesture reminded him that he still had a foundation of love and support behind him. Friends of both Mauricio and Kelly have said that the dinner opened the door to healing, not just between them, but within the larger Richards family. It wasn't about fixing everything overnight. It was about reminding each other that family bonds are worth fighting for. In recent months, both Kelly and Mauricio have been focusing more on peace, reflection, and gratitude. Kelly, who's often described as the heart of the Richards sisters, has been quietly mending relationships behind the scenes, encouraging everyone to prioritize family over fame. And it seems her efforts are working. Those who know them best say that after that dinner, Mauricio reached out to Kyle, not to discuss the past, but to express appreciation. He reportedly told her, "Your sister reminded me tonight why I'll always love this family." Insiders claim that this moment marked a turning point for all of them, a moment of quiet reconciliation that no headline could ever capture. Mauricio has always been admired for his optimism, but lately, those closest to him have noticed a change, a calmness, a renewed sense of balance. One friend said, "He's been smiling again, not the TV smile, but the real one." Kelly's gesture, though simple, seems to have reignited something in him, the understanding that love doesn't disappear just because circumstances change. That family, in its truest form, is unconditional. And for Kelly, it was never about attention. It was about showing that even in a world full of glamour and gossip, kindness still matters. She once said in an interview, "Family is messy, but if you lead with love, you can always find your way back." And that's exactly what she did. Her dinner with Mauricio wasn't a grand event or a televised reunion. It was a quiet, heartfelt reminder of the power of forgiveness and the importance of showing up, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's complicated. He reportedly began spending more time at home, away from business meetings and Bravo-related commitments. Sources say he even took a few days off to reflect, not on the deals he'd made or the fame he'd built, but on the relationships that truly mattered. Kelly, meanwhile, didn't expect her gesture to make headlines. In fact, she didn't even tell Kyle about the dinner until days later. When she finally did, Kyle's reaction was emotional. She was touched, not just because her sister had reached out to Mauricio, but because it symbolized healing within the family itself. For years, the Richards sisters have faced their fair share of challenges, misunderstandings, public feuds, and emotional distance. But those who know them say that night in Malibu reminded everyone that beneath it all, there's love. One insider revealed that Kyle called Kelly after hearing about the evening and said, "Thank you for doing what I couldn't." It wasn't about choosing sides or reopening old wounds. It was about moving forward, together. That call reportedly led to something that fans of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have been hoping to see for years: the Richards sisters slowly rebuilding their connection. And surprisingly, Mauricio's presence in that moment became a bridge, not a barrier. A week later, the family gathered again, this time at Kyle's Encino home. It wasn't a grand event. No stylists, no fancy catering. Just family, laughter, and an old photo album spread out across the living room floor. Mauricio arrived quietly, unsure how things would feel. But according to one guest, the moment he walked in, you could feel the love. Kelly greeted him with a hug. Kim joined shortly after, cracking a lighthearted joke to ease the tension. Even Kyle, emotional but smiling, seemed ready to turn the page. For hours, they flipped through old memories, vacations, birthdays, first homes, and all the beautiful chaos that came with raising kids under the spotlight. There were tears, of course, but more importantly, there was forgiveness. One photo in particular stood out: a candid shot of all three sisters with Mauricio and their kids at a backyard barbecue years ago. In it, they were laughing, carefree, genuine, unfiltered. Kelly reportedly said softly, "That's the family I want us to be again." And in that moment, something profound happened. The walls that had once divided them began to fall. Mauricio, who's been through his share of public scrutiny, shared that he'd been doing a lot of soul-searching. He told them, "I know life hasn't been easy lately, but you all have been my family, and no matter what happens, that won't change." Those words reportedly brought everyone to tears. For a family that had endured years of headlines and heartbreak, it was a small but powerful reminder that love, the real kind, doesn't vanish when circumstances change. Kelly later told friends that she hadn't seen her sisters that open, that united in years. "It felt like a new beginning," she said. "Not for TV, not for the cameras, for us." By the end of the evening, they made a pact to stay in touch, to rebuild slowly, and to protect what they still had: family. And for Mauricio, it marked a turning point in his journey. Those who work closely with him say he's been lighter, more grounded, and deeply grateful for the peace that's finally come after months of chaos. He's been seen spending more time with his daughters, sharing quiet moments at home, and even attending family gatherings again, something he had avoided for a while. Fans noticed the change too. His recent public appearances have felt warmer, more genuine. Gone was the tense smile of someone under pressure. Instead, people saw a man rediscovering what truly matters. Kelly's simple act of kindness did something no show or storyline could ever achieve. It reminded everyone that beyond the glamour of Beverly Hills lies a very real family capable of forgiveness and love. As one friend put it, Kelly gave them all a second chance, and that's something money or fame can't buy. The dinner, the letters, the laughter that followed, it all became a symbol of healing. In a world where broken relationships often stay broken, the Richards-Umansky family proved that reconciliation is possible, but only if someone is brave enough to take the first step. Kelly Richards was that someone. It's easy to forget that behind every reality star, there's a real person, with real emotions, regrets, and hopes. Kelly reminded us of that truth. And Mauricio, once left speechless by her gesture, now carries that memory as a reminder that family will always be his greatest success. In Beverly Hills, where everything moves fast and appearances matter most, this story stands out, not for its drama, but for its heart.